The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
This is Gerrod
and Mike from One in the Chamber, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Gerrod and Mike from the band One in the Chamber. They have released their debut EP, I've Got Something to Say, and it's out now. One in the Chamber also has released the Boston Session, which includes bootleg demos, a small collection of demos recorded in Massachusetts with former Bango Tango guitarist Scott LaFlamme, and a live album, Live from the Rock Pile from 2017. And we're going to be talking about these gentlemen, about their new EP, and get the scoop on One in the Chamber. Gerrod and Mike, how's it going, man?
We're good.
Doing pretty good, man.
Good.
Glad to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks for having us.
It's great.
Well, let's dive right into this. You guys are an independent band. How does it feel to be an independent band and having some success being that? And would you want to be signed onto a label at one point, or do you just want to stay independent?
Oh man, that's a lot right there.
Dissect this.
What's it like to be an independent band? I would say it's really cool because it's as corny as every high school guidance counselor sounds. You get to be your own boss. That sounds lame, but I mean, it's pretty cool that we get to kind of set our own goals and figure out what we want to do and do it on our schedule. You know, it also allows for us to be as creative as we want, and you know, there's no one else telling us how to play our music and how to write our music. It's 100% us, which I think is really cool.
I think to have like a label backing us at some point would be pretty cool too.
It would be spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, if we got out there and got signed by a label,
I wouldn't say no either. I mean, when we started off as a band, we had no clue what we were doing in terms of being an independent band. And I think in the last year and a half, we started to like actually sit down and plan stuff out. And, you know, I think we've been making a lot of progress that way. And it's kind of cool to make your own progress. But yeah, if anyone at a label is listening, hit us up.
we are open for business.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys released the music video for Bills to Pay. What was the appeal of this song to be a video off the EP? And I'm sure there had to be a couple other songs that you may have wanted to put out for a video, but what was the appeal for this one to say, yeah, let's do this one?
I mean, if we had the money and the time, we probably would have done a music video for all of them. But I think Bills to Pay was sort of a straightforward, in-your-face rock and roll song. And it was one of the first ones that we ever wrote. So having that as our launching point, I think, was sort of symbolic for the band. Even more than just it being a kick-ass song, I think that it really hit home with us because that was one of the first songs that we wrote.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's impressed or excited you the most about working on this EP, this debut EP? What's caught your eye about it the most, guys, if anything possibly for the both of you?
It's really cool to have, like Mike said, Bills to Pay was one of the first songs we ever wrote together, and that was like 3 years ago. But moving forward from that, I mean, we went into the studio just over a year ago to start working on it, and like for myself, I recorded drums in the live room at Phase 1 Studios, and that live room has a lot of history. It was really awesome to be setting up my drums in the same room that like people like Alice Cooper and like Rush have all recorded, and like billions of other musicians have played in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like seeing the whole recording process and working with a guy like Murray, who has worked with so many people, was just kick-ass, man. It was a lot of fun. And then having this vision of a song recorded in our head and then seeing it or hearing it actually come out even better than we thought, and then having other people enjoy our music is, I mean, like, that's
yeah. I mean,
a dream come true.
I think we were done recording by, I guess it would have been last February.
Yeah.
And then we were just sitting on this. Yeah, I guess around last February. And then we were just sitting on this material for like so many months.
And then we did the music video, trying to prepare.
And yeah, it's cool to have this stuff that's been kicking around to kind of be real, something that anyone can stumble on,
grab and listen to and really enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially the last part.
Especially having this for a long time and have to sit on it for a while, I'm sure it had to get burnt out a little bit on you guys, and then having folks to respond the way that they have responded back, I'm sure it's got the juices flowing again of the excitement back into the CP for you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were writing stuff as we were recording.
Yeah.
We've got new material that we play at shows that, you know, we're thinking about recording, and we always have new stuff that's just ready to go.
And right now, I think we've got like 3 songs, maybe more small ideas just floating around and working on.
Yeah, and then even more that just didn't make the EP that is a big part of our live show, which is really what it's all about for us. It's all about the live show, giving the crowd a rock show that we would want to see.
I'm glad you mentioned that about the extra songs. Will they also possibly be on maybe a full length coming up, possibly, or another EP maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, like, really, the only thing holding us back is funding at this point. I mean, it's, you know, it's not going to break the bank to record all these songs, but it certainly takes some financial planning, which is why it takes so long between albums.
Sure.
But we definitely are talking about hopefully getting another music video off of this EP and then moving on and recording all brand new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, at first, maybe a year ago, we might have thought about re-recording some of the old stuff or taking some of the old songs that haven't been recorded. But to me, a lot of the new stuff we've been writing is, like, I'm loving it. It's like, it's just, we're writing better songs and we're gelling better as a band. So, I mean, it's hard to say, right? I don't think we've really sat down and talked about another recording yet.
Are there any songs off the EP standing out more to you guys than any as right now possibly? I mean, I know it must change every time you listen to it, but are there any that stick out for you?
I still think Itchin' Back is just so hard-hitting, and the bridge in that song, to me, is fantastic. I mean, I don't want to, like, toot my own horn here, but, like, listening to that bridge, I get, like, you know, in the mood to drive my car fast or, you know, punch something. That song is real kick-ass for me. I always love playing that live. I love singing it. It's just so much energy. It's a great way to end the EP and leave people, I think, wanting more.
Yeah, end the EP and end the show. That one's one of my favorites as well. But I think my favorite to play is Crooked Step. Like, as the drummer, just that groove. It's lots of fun, and I like it a lot.
Now, you guys mentioned earlier you recorded at the legendary Phase 1 Studios with Murray, and I hope I pronounced his last name right, Daigle. How was working with him on this EP? Did he just let you guys do your thing, then step in, or did he really push you all on this?
So a little bit of both. I mean, he let us be ourselves. He offered some suggestions to make the songs a little more refined, but he pushed us to play our best, you know, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he really pushed us. Like, he would say, like, if he would tell us straight out if the take was crap or not, and, you know, he'd tell us to re-record it, and he was not going to accept anything less.
Yeah, when Cecil was recording his solos, if it wasn't perfect, Murray stopped him and he just said, you know, start again. Yeah. You're going to get it, but it's not right. But he was very good at, you know, letting us sort of, I mean, he definitely had ideas for songs in terms of things that he think might work better. And a good example of that is how we transition in the bridge in Crooked Step. Originally, when we used to do it live, we did a full chorus and then into the bridge. But when we did it on the recording, he thought it might sound cool to sort of leave a hanging ending and then go into the bridge. And it just sort of all came together. And stuff like that is how he helped us, other than the mixing and mastering, sort of make our songs even better than we thought they were. And we don't feel like we compromise our authenticity or ourselves in any way possible. He was very good at
I think that was the most important part of working with Murray. Keeping that sort of integrity to who we were as musicians, who we were as songwriters and as a band, to allow us to make this EP that, you know, all four of us were unbelievably proud of these songs and how it turned out. And, you know, I remember when Murray sent us the first takes, and we were blown away hearing like just how we sounded.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, he was great to work with, and I'd love to work with him again.
One of the Chamber has been compared to the likes of legends like Zeppelin, Motley Crue, Chili Peppers, Queen of the Stone Age, Aerosmith, among others. What's this mean to you guys when you hear this, or do you even like to hear that you're compared to somebody else possibly?
I get so excited every time someone says something about our music and then one of those names, like every time.
Yeah, it's always amazing to be compared to your heroes. Robert Plant, when he was in Zeppelin, for me, is vocally somebody that, I mean, I'm wearing a Robert Plant t-shirt right now. I feel like our music, because we get compared to so many bands that are so different, like our music just sort of doesn't really fall into that. And then I try, you know, it's hard to sort of feel like you're creating something new, but also being compared to all of this stuff that's come before you, which is cool. But I mean, you know, we're trying to do something different at the same time.
And I mean, I think it means a lot to each of us in the band. Like for myself, those are some of my heroes as well. Same with Mike. Christian Dotto, our bassist, you know, he's into the hard rock as well, but he's also a big metalhead. And I think once we got compared to Pantera somehow, I don't know how, but I mean, once we did, and he lost his mind. And, you know, Cecil Eugene, our lead guitarist, he's all over the place. Like, he loves
like jazz, old school country, and everything.
He loves the most unexpected things, and then he dislikes the most expected things.
And that really creates like an interesting sound, because he plays stuff that's totally...
I think, between the four of us, when we get in a room together and one of us brings an idea, that idea never leaves the room sounding like how that one person expected it to.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you hope the fans or folks take away from this EP, or message you hope they hear while listening to any of your guys' music? What do you hope that they get from it, guys?
I hope they hear it and then want to come see us play, because I think that this album really has anything that you want on it. I mean, it's got like some really cool slower jams. It's got some hard, fast rock. It's got some straightforward rock. And the music video, Bills to Pay, we wanted to do live so that we could give people a taste of what our live show is, so that they could actually come and experience it. Because like I said before, our live show is everything to us. So for me, having people hear that music and wanting to come see what this band is all about is why it's out there.
Do you guys get a lot of support from being from Toronto? Do you have to like break out and travel a lot to get some shows, or do you actually get a lot of support there from the local venues and radio play?
Well, I guess, like, from that point, I'd like to give a shout-out to The Hideout, the good brothers at The Hideout. They're fantastic to us. We hosted our EP release show at The Hideout. We filmed the music video for Bills to Pay. We're playing The Hideout again on December 28th. It's my favorite venue to play, and those guys have always been great to us.
But Toronto in general is great for local music. We played a show on a Wednesday night at midnight this past Wednesday at the Bovine. And it was absolutely packed, wall to wall.
Fantastic time.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, like, that's just what we get in Toronto. You know, even if there's a show of, like, 5 or 10 people out there, they're always there, they're supporting, and it's a lot of fun. And we have a lot of fans who come to every single show, and it shows, man. Like, they are loud, and being in Toronto is great, because there's so many different bands we meet and we get to play with. And recently we started branching out into shows in Ottawa and Hamilton and sort of the surrounding area of Toronto, just by meeting and playing with all these bands that come through. And the Toronto music scene is really alive and well.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a band in Toronto, I would say.
How much growth musically have you seen this band and yourself go through up to the release of this EP, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you guys involved with this?
Well, I mean, for me, like, I've never taken a singing lesson. I took guitar lessons when I was a kid, but I used to play in a high school band, but playing with real musicians, and I like to say that the band I'm in now is real musicians because they know their craft so well that it makes me a better singer, a better guitar player. Like, it just, I wouldn't be able to sing the way I do now if I hadn't been pushed by all these guys in the band, especially Christian. I mean, man, he can be a total, he can be a dictator sometimes and really push you. But
Christian will not.
He sells for nothing. Less than perfect.
And perfect sometimes is better than what we can do. So he will get you in the practice room. He will make sure that what you're playing is 110%.
Yeah,
I think he's done that to all.
And all one in the chamber.
Yeah.
When you guys come into the studio or you're going to start recording, do you do anything differently during that writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open to not get bored or not let the music get stale? Do you do anything differently?
I think as a band, it stays fresh because all four of us are songwriters.
Yeah,
we all write, and often when the songs you hear on the EP, either they came up in the practice room of the four of us jamming, or someone brought some sort of line in, and then the rest of us built on it. So
it certainly hasn't gotten to the point where we've had to do anything crazy to stay fresh.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the ideas that we've been working on right now, they've just been coming in, and they've been so much fun to jam on and to bring to life.
What can fans expect at a show from one of the chamber who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
Oh man, you can expect loud. That's the one.
Loud.
It is always loud,
That's
and not just from us, but the crowd is always loud. You can be damn sure that if you're standing within 4 or 5 feet of the stage, you're going to get some sweat on you. You're going to get some blood on you.
If you shake hands,
you're going to get some whiskey on you.
It's a sweaty affair.
And I can confidently say that one of the chamber leaves it on the stage every time we play. I mean, we go out hard, we headbang, I smack my hands and my head against the cymbals, and it's just we bring the show that we want to with the budget that we have, and we try and blow the roof off of every venue we play. And if you come out and see us, be prepared for the ride of your life.
I mean, Mike's already hinted at it. I said it actually, but it's important to us that we bring a show that we would want to see, and we're always trying new things at the show, and we're always trying to make it more exciting and more explosive.
Putting in new things, like one show we brought a megaphone, and we had that going, and we had a couple of shows all jump into the crowd, and all go up. We had a guy run on stage and punch the guitarist in the face, so he threw the guy off the stage. It gets wild, and it's crazy, and it's fun.
It's rock and roll.
It's rock and roll.
That's crazy. We're living in the digital era of recording albums and plus social media, to get out to more fans and things like that. Do you guys like this? We're living in right now to do the digital, to get music out quicker, and plus social media to reach out to more fans who have not got to hear you guys?
I mean, I don't really do the social media. I'm gonna let Gerrod. I don't even have most of the social media. Gerrod sort of takes care of all that.
It's a weird time because it's never been easier to get your band heard by the world, but that just means that everyone and their mom has a band that you need to hear.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, not necessarily competition between bands, but there's this underlying competition for the listener's attention. And I don't know, we've had some success with social media where some people have shared all of our stuff and invited their friends to like our page, and we kind of just see a ton of growth from that. But I think that's the hardest part of being an independent band, is promoting.
I think the other side of that too, like with our Facebook page, it really broadens sort of the community that we're a part of. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, our social media page helps us connect with fans in real time, but it also helps us connect with other bands too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, we know who's playing where on a Friday night in Toronto, and we can either, you know, tell our fans, or we can go see a show, or we can set something up with these bands so quickly and have something come together so quickly, and being able to give that to the fans so easily, I think is really, really cool. I mean, the Beatles or Led Zeppelin recording an album every 6 months or 8 months could dish it out to everybody online. I mean, man, they never would have stopped, I don't think.
What does One in the Chamber bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, possibly? I mean, I know nobody's reinventing the wheel, but what do you guys bring to the table?
I mean, I think that I'm very proud that our EP has a lot of different stuff on it. So we don't write the same stuff over and over again. And I think a big part of that is because of what Gerrod was saying, with all four of us having different influences and different ideas to create a song. So when Christian comes in with a really heavy metal sounding driven bass line, and I go, what if we play it this way, and we tweak it, and then Cecil comes in with a slinky guitar line, and Gerrod plays this crazy groove on the drums, it becomes something that's not really metal and not really, you know, funk and not really jazz, but it comes together, and to me, it works in a way that's different from what's out there, because it's a lot of different things all put into one.
I think if you listen to the EP, I think we'll be the only band that has a song like The Ballad of Captain Jack on track 3. A really sort of mellow, upbeat, kind of funky, groovy rock song, followed by Something to Say, like a blistering, sludgy, almost metal song that goes through this tempo change that feels like a sledgehammer to the head. I think we're the only band you'll find those two songs back to back.
Now, maybe recently.
Yeah, recently.
Like I think the reason that so many great bands have stood the test of time is because they keep writing new things, and just transforming and evolving and getting new influences.
They kept the danger in it.
And I like that One in the Chamber does that.
What made you both want to become a musician? What was that spark for the both of you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do?
Oh man, I was playing the drums in grade 7 at school. I didn't even want to play the drums. I just needed to play an instrument, and that was the only thing that was in a rock band. And then I saw Chad Smith and the Chili Peppers play, and like it blew my mind what you could do on the drums. And instantly, he became my #1 hero. And that's when I started taking the drums seriously. And that's from that point on, that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, for me, I mean, mine's super embarrassing, but when I was a kid, I saw the movie Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. And at the end of the movie, Lindsay Lohan gets up on stage and just rocks the crap out of that guitar. And I was like, damn, that's cool. I was in grade like 6 or 7. And the next day, I told my dad I wanted to start taking guitar lessons, and the rest is history. Embarrassing history, but history nonetheless.
Oh, no.
I mean, School of Rock was great too, but it came out later. Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan beat Jack Black to the punch.
Yeah.
Like I've always said on BODS Mayhem Hour, getting to know these bands you just don't know. Guys, is there a country that stands out or shocks you that One in the Chamber gets support from, or they tell you, or you get a message saying, hey, we listened to your music, we like it?
I mean, there's this podcast in the UK called Down the Front that has played our stuff several times. And apparently everybody, or not everybody, but apparently a lot of people in the United Kingdom really like One in the Chamber. And I think that's just really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's a whole different part of the world that we got to do an interview with them, and they keep spinning our stuff. And then we got placed like different podcasts in the United States that play our stuff. But I mean, I think being featured so heavily in the UK for me is really, really cool.
It's where the Stones and Zeppelin are from,
Yeah.
so I'm happy.
We're reversing the British invasion.
Has there been a show or a moment that stands out to you guys that made you realize that this is worth everything that we have put into this so far? Have you guys had that moment yet?
I'd say most shows you get this sort of thrilling feeling of.
There was one show though that we played. It was on Remembrance Day a couple of years ago at this little club in Toronto.
The back room of a club.
The back room of a club, and we opened for this band, and we played a 40-minute set, and it was just lightning in a bottle, man. It was. Every song was perfect. The crowd was so into it. And that was the moment I looked up and I was like, man, this is what I love to do. That was a great show. That was the moment for me. That was last year. A year ago, November.
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
That show was just blistered.
That was a good one.
Folks, One of the Chambers EP is out right now. I've got something to say. You want to get out and check this EP, pick it up, check them out, give them a chance. Gerrod, Mike, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy this new EP, tour dates, tickets, things like that, if you go on tour, whenever you go on tour? How can you do that?
So everything is on our website, www.oitcband.com. OITC, like one in the chamber.
Yeah, just our initials.
So everything's up on the website. If you search for us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you just type in @OITC Band, you'll find us every time.
Yeah.
Our profile picture is either our logo or 4 handsome-looking dudes. One or the other. You'll know what's up.
And we got some good December sales for this month on the website now. So we got some new merch with the EP coming out and some cool Christmas sales.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show, guys?
Sure. This is Gerrod.
And Mike from One in the Chamber, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please go out on our Facebook page. You can check up our links for our YouTube and for our Mixcloud site, which is our podcast link. You can check everything out there. All interviews are being posted on these two sites. We are posting everything on there, so please also go check out One in the Chamber. They have some great music. Check those guys out and catch them on tour if you get a chance. Mike, Gerrod, want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And the best of luck in 2019, guys.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.